You're in tune to Owl of Lives. www.owloflives.net.
You can't handle the truth!
Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Out of Lives podcast, episode number 41. I am this week's host, Ross Miller, and I am joined by a man so ugly his mum tried to kill him at birth, Kevin Tarn.
You what?
And a man only slightly less boring than the Hindenburg disaster, it's Dave Wyatt.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
So, ugly and boring.
Ugly, no, he's slightly less boring than Hindenburg.
Yeah, but I'm the ugly one, he's the boring one. Cheers, Ross.
So, Dave, what's been your highlight of the week?
My highlight of the week, I'll get to. I've just got to apologise for something I said last week. When talking about last week's highlight of the week, I mentioned I started watching Arrow. And I said that I've watched 3 episodes, I don't think I'll bother because it's shit. Well, as soon as I finished, I thought, no, I'll give it one more go. And I've now halfway through season 2. Take in mind there's like 23 episodes a season. That's not bad going in a week.
So, what turned you around then? Because you was pretty sure you didn't like that show when I talked to you last week.
Scott's insistence that it was good. And I thought... I was the same about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when I first started watching that. I thought, this is shit. And I stopped watching it. And now I actually really enjoy it. And as that was my highlight last week, I thought, no, let's learn from previous mistakes and try again. And it got to about episode 6, and I was starting to get a bit more intrigued in the storyline. And I mean, unless you're familiar with the show Arrow, he's stuck on an island in part of it. And that side of the storyline I wanted to keep following.
What?
Yeah. So I ended up watching it, and now I really enjoy it. I'm quite addicted.
Yeah, that's... I mean, I watched The Flash, which is the same universe, isn't it? Because I've seen crossover episodes. Yeah. But every time there's a crossover episode with The Flash, the Arrow always seems really, really cheesy. So I don't know if I want to go into that Arrow world.
Well,
but
yeah, I think it looks shit, to be honest with you. Like, any little snippets I've seen, it just looks like absolute nonsense.
It's funny you say that, because I haven't seen a full episode of The Flash. I've seen, the odd 20 minutes here and there out of context, and I think that looks cheesy as fuck. Whereas Arrow, I don't know, it's just, I'm really enjoying it.
Don't get me wrong, The Flash is cheesy, but the redeeming factor in The Flash is that the personalities on the show, they work really well together, and I think that's what hooks me in rather than the action, because the action is cheesy, I'll admit that.
I mean, I'm not touting Arrow as the greatest show ever. I mean, in terms of, in competition to the other superhero shows we've had this last year, it's, near the bottom. But the other shows have been quite good, so that's not a bad thing. But no, I'm glad I stuck with it, and I'm really enjoying it now. So that's my highlight of the week.
Before we move on, I want you to watch Flash now, and then give me a perspective of which one you think is better. So I want to know if I should go and watch Arrow. Because if you enjoy Arrow more, I might go back to it.
Because from what I understand, the first series of Flash is in the same timeline as the 3rd series of Arrow. So what I'll do, I finish season 2 of Arrow, I'll jump in and watch the first series of Flash to sort of cleanse my palate a little bit and have a break, and I'll get back to you.
Alright, awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So, that's my highlight of the week. What's yours, Ross?
Well, I can't actually talk about my highlight of the week because I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'll just say it's about sums, and if I was to talk about it, it may cause a division between me and my family because I'll be sent to jail.
Super subtle.
But yeah. Well, I picked my second highlight of the week.
Yeah.
Probably the wank I had in the shower.
Shower wanks are good.
Was that the morning one or the evening one?
Oh, it was always the morning.
Oh yeah, morning ones are the best, aren't they? They sort of wake you up.
Yeah, you don't even have to get yourself hard because you've already got morning glory.
Yeah, it's great.
So less effort.
Yeah.
Great.
No Viagra needed this time, eh, Ross?
Yeah. So, Kev?
Well, my highlight of the week was actually yours, Ross. Like
his wank.
An hour or so ago.
His wank?
No, not the wank.
Oh, okay.
Kev was here. Kev was videoing the whole thing.
I was a bit worried there.
No, it was the alpha that he's talking about, which was amazing, I have to say, without mentioning the name of the game, but we sort of already have.
We haven't.
No, we ain't. That alpha was absolutely amazing. I'm looking forward to that game. But my highlight actually happened about an hour or so ago, to which Dave linked me. And it's the trailer that leaked for Independence Day Resurgence. Now, I'm not one for getting teary-eyed at trailers. And when I saw people getting teary-eyed over the Star Wars trailer, I was like, nerds. But this film, Independence Day, the original, is the film that, as a child, seeing it in the cinema, it absolutely blew me away.
Nerd.
And
I was going to say that, but I was sneezing.
But just seeing this trailer 20 years later after I saw the original and it having the same feel, the same tone, just seeing the same characters and having that speech in the trailer that was the best speech ever made in a movie. Just having that in the trailer in the background as the action played. Oh, it was just perfect. I said to like you guys, I've said to other people, I'm no word of a lie, it made me have a cerebral orgasm. There was no fluids, but there was chemicals. What did you guys think of it? You've got to have liked it.
Yeah, I loved it. I think it looks up. I didn't know what to expect with it. I wouldn't say I was looking forward to Independence Day 2, but after watching the trailer, I am now. You're right, it does bring back that bit of nostalgia, seeing like all the old characters, with the exception of Will Smith, of course. But also, the actor's name's going to go out my head now.
Jeff Goldblum.
Who has it? Yeah, thank you, Jeff Goldblum. His dad hasn't aged in 20 years.
Do you know why? I watched the director's commentary on the original film because I got it on DVD. And for the first one, he's actually not that much older than Jeff Goldblum. He was just aged deliberately because they wanted him to play the father role, so they like greyed up his hair and stuff. So in this one, he's actually that old now that he was in the original film.
That's quite cool.
Wouldn't he be dead now? It's like 122 or something like that.
What, in terms of the actual film?
That's rich coming from you, Ross. Ain't you like 65 or something?
I wish.
So when I first heard they were making a sequel, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not that fast. Because I thought it's been so long. And I felt it would be not a cash-in as such, but I felt it would just be, oh look, big blockbusters are a big thing again. You know, Star Wars is coming out and all that. Let's do Independence Day 2. And I thought they would just ruin the source material, but from the trailer, I'm not hyped, but I'm interested.
Well, let's all be honest. Like, the original film isn't a masterpiece. It's a fun action romp with, like, who were the stars at the time? Will Smith was big at the time and that. And it wasn't an amazing film. It was just a visual feast. It was an experience, you know, and especially as a kid, seeing all those special effects and stuff. I said it into you guys as well, but this is basically my Star Wars. It's the film that, as a kid, just blew my mind, and then seeing it again, it's amazing. I cannot wait for this film. This is my most anticipated.
Well, do we have a release date yet?
I didn't see any release date on the leaked trailer, but I'm hoping when it's actually officially released, there'll be a release date.
Just to confirm, it's not a leaked trailer. It was actually shown on American TV.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was shown during a football game on American TV this afternoon. Of course, them being about 5 hours behind in the East Coast. So
okay, sorry, I thought it was because I know there was a leaked image of like the Star Wars hard drive for the film, and they had like the trailer list on it. Independence Day,
what
was it? Resurgence was on it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it
so
was,
that's why I thought it'd been leaked.
No, I mean the first link that was we passed between us was a dodgy copy of someone filming it from the telly. That's why I thought it was like a leak.
Yeah,
but no, shortly after. I mean, if you check the Out of Lives Facebook page, there is a HD link on there, so you know.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, like I say, that was my highlight of the week. It blew my mind. I cannot wait. It's my most anticipated. I'm super happy it came out. It put a massive smile on my face. It made my year, never mind my week.
Well, I think it's time to move on to the download.
The download.
Hi, I'm Captain Nees, and these are your headlines. We have a new trailer, and another one, and another one. Lionsgate is still hungry. Channel 5 investigates the X-Files. The Force may still be strong with Star Wars 1313. And fuck it, we have another trailer. So yeah, it is a trailer-heavy week this week.
It's been an amazing week for trailers.
So let's start with X-Men Apocalypse. What did you think, Kevin?
Honestly, when I first watched it, I was a bit underwhelmed, but I did watch it a few times after, and it grew on me a bit after a few extra viewings. What about you guys? What was your initial thoughts on it?
I liked it. I was quite surprised. I'm not a massive X-Men fan with the films that have come, but the last two have been pretty good.
Yeah, they have been excellent.
See, I didn't like the last one.
What?
I didn't think they spent all this time. Sorry, let me rephrase that. As a standalone movie, totally fine, right? But I really, really liked the first of the regenerated, if you want to say, X-Men.
The First Class.
Yeah, the First Class X-Men. And I didn't feel as if they needed to do that. I thought that could have been like movie 4, if that makes sense. You know, do a trilogy of movies with the characters in that universe. I didn't feel they needed to bring back the originals that soon. Yeah,
but I think with that film, the Days of Future Past in the comic was quite a big deal, so they were looking at...
Yeah.
It's a funny set of movies, isn't it, really, the X-Men? X-Men 1 was a bit naff, X-Men 2 was good, X-Men 3 was crap. Then it was kind of rebooted, but not rebooted. And now it's all in the same continuity, so it's all a bit strange, to be honest. But this new one, I like the look of it. Well,
yeah, I was going to say, like, I think it looks decent, but I've lost interest a little bit because of the last movie. If this had followed immediately and this was the second movie, I think I'd be more into it.
Yeah. So I've got a synopsis here if you're interested.
Go for it, go on.
So, since the dawn of civilization, he was worshipped as a god. Apocalypse, the first and most powerful mutant from Marvel's X-Men universe, amassed the powers of many other mutants, becoming immortal and invincible. Upon awakening after thousands of years, he is disillusioned with the world as he finds it and recruits a team of powerful mutants, including Magneto, to cleanse mankind and create a new world order. So yeah, pretty much what you got from the trailer then.
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of things I really liked about this trailer. I mean, I like the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse angle they're taking with it. I think that's really cool, like a biblical sense to it. It makes it more like epic. I thought Storm looked like an absolute badass in this as well. Yeah. I think she looks a lot better than Halle Berry's version.
Who's Storm in this one? I forget who it is.
I'm not sure the actress's name, but she looked like a badass either way.
Yeah.
I also like the bit where, where Xavier goes to hit Apocalypse and he sort of catches his punch and then sort of grows massive above him.
Yeah.
I thought that bit was really cool.
I'm wondering if that's like a dream sequence or if Apocalypse actually has the ability to get massive.
I bet he has the ability because apparently he's like a super mutant, isn't he? He's like the very first one.
Yeah.
But there are some negatives in this trailer too. I thought it was very CG heavy, especially the backgrounds of people. Like when we saw, what's the speedrunner's name in this? I can't remember. Quicksilver, that's the one. The backgrounds when he was in it seemed really dodgy and very CG. Same with the Hawk guy. When he was in it, the background looked pretty dodgy. But there's also 2 scenes in this that took me out of the trailer. I don't know if they did for you as well, Dave. But the first was at the very beginning when you see Sansa Stark wake up.
Yeah.
And she started speaking in an American accent. I was like, why are you speaking in an American accent, Sansa?
Yeah.
It was like, it just didn't seem right.
I completely forgot she was cast as young Jean Grey in this. Yeah. So when I saw that in the trailer, I was a bit like, okay.
Yeah, I had the exact same feeling. And the second bit was when Jennifer Lawrence started giving a speech while in that X-Men black uniform. It was very Hunger Gamesy.
I'm just here to fight or something like that for my kind.
Yeah, it felt like Hunger Games. So those were the 2 scenes that took me out of it. And there's also one scene in this which I wish they hadn't put in the trailer, and that was the final scene where you see Xavier Bold.
Yeah.
It's like, it seemed so out of place. Why didn't they just save that for the movie?
Well, I mean, it hasn't gone all out like Batman vs Superman and shown us the whole film, but it's not far off.
No, of course not. Yeah, it's like, that's the climax that people know are in the film, but they just want to see it happen in context rather than just he's got hair, next scene, he's sitting there in a wheelchair and he's bald. Yeah. It's like, what happened to his hair?
So yeah, you brought up Jennifer Lawrence being it. Are we fed up of her yet? Are we bored of her?
I never liked her in the first place.
I'm kind of.
Really?
She's been in a lot recently.
I've not been a fan of the Hunger Shite movies, and the Hunger Shite is like the shit you take when you're hungry.
That's never happened to me.
No?
No, I've never had the hunger shits.
But my body's just like, I'm going to keep all this.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to it in case I need it.
But anyway, like, I've never been a huge fan of her so I'm not bothered.
It does feel like they're pushing her a bit in this film to be a bit more centre stage.
Yeah.
They kind of did with the last one, and this one it seems more so.
Well, fans, she's got a lot of fans, hasn't she? They're trying to not just attract the comic book audience, but now they want those Hunger Game fans to come and watch her.
True.
I just want to say something else on this trailer as well. I actually prefer James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender to Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen now. I feel they play those two roles
mental.
better.
No, you are mental.
I don't know why, I just prefer him. That's my own personal choice, but
Ian McKellen.
I'm sure there's someone out there that agrees with me.
The best in whatever role he's in.
Ian McKellen can play me.
Ian McKellen could play James Bond and he'd be the best James Bond.
I think that might be a bit biased.
Ian McKellen could play Harry Potter and I'll still watch the shit out of that film.
No, you're going too far.
Right. Ian McKellen could be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
It could be.
Speaking of which, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the trailer has dropped. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, it's called. I haven't seen the first one.
I have.
Yeah,
I've got a 5-year-old, so I've seen it about 8 times.
So, with your extensive viewings, is it any good?
No.
Not even
But
slightly?
No. Well, my kid likes it. It's just filled with cliches and stuff, and the humour in it's off. It's not made for us. It is made for the younger audiences. And I think it does its job well for the kids. But I think you could get more throwbacks. The only thing I'm going to say is the second trailer looks better because it's got more throwbacks to the original cartoon that we will remember.
This is why I'm wondering whether I should even watch the first one, because everyone keeps saying, it's a good film for kids. They're not making these films for us.
No, they're not.
I reckon you should, because I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back and watch it now, because after watching this trailer, and if you told me at the beginning of the week that I would have liked the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2 trailer, I would have punched you in the junk. But, because I hated the first film. Because to me, personally, you say it's a kid's film, but I also feel like they tried to make the film a bit too serious as well, like take itself too seriously. But
that's what I mean, as in you could have a lot more throwbacks in the first movie, like the stuff that, just little in-jokes that maybe the parents would have got, but the kids wouldn't, just
and
that kind of thing.
The second I saw the Turtle Van, and the It's Tricky song kicked in, I had an instant smile because I suddenly clicked what sort of tone this movie's going for. Yeah. And then I saw Rocksteady and Bebop, I saw Casey Jones, I saw the Michelangelo quips, and I was sold instantly because with this trailer, they got the tone perfect. Whereas the first film, it was a little too serious for me. This one, it's just outrageous, ridiculous, and it's everything it should be. Because they are Ninja Turtles, for fuck's sake. Yeah,
exactly. And I agree with you. I was going to say that about the second trailer, or the second movie's trailer, is I think they have enough thrown back to the stuff that the adults remember to make it them laugh. And the kids are going to love it, yeah. All we need is a giant brain now.
Yeah, but I wonder if they'll say that for the third one, because in this one we've got Dr. Baxter Stockman, who was the sort of fly mutant from the cartoons.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we'll see him turn into the big bad or what.
In that trailer, we did see a big portal open up in the sky, and what used to travel through portals? The Technodrome.
That's very true.
And who piloted the Technodrome? Krang.
Yeah.
So who knows? We might get a little brain head inside a big body.
But yeah, I thought Bebop and Rocksteady actually looked pretty good as well.
They did, man. I as soon as I saw them, I was like, they've nailed it. They've nailed it. It's perfect.
And you can just imagine some of the one-liners.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean, man. Just the quick Michelangelo quips in that were amazing. And then the whole bit where they introduced those two on the plane, amazing.
No, so this has actually got me interested in the series. So I probably will watch the first one. But I think they've taken on board what everyone criticised the first one for, and they've made the film that people wanted in the first place. And I think if more studios did that, we'll probably have some more decent films coming out. But we'll hold our breath on that because it could still turn out to be shite, for all we know.
Fingers crossed.
Let's hope it's a big movie anyway.
Yeah. I actually bought, you remember the was it Turtles Secret of the Ooze and Turtles in Time? I bought
love
that
those
for
movies.
My brother, it's his 30th birthday this year. I bought him it.
Oh, mate, that's the best present ever.
Oh, he was literally over the moon. He's watched them all like 3 or 4 times.
I used to love the samurai one. Was that number 3?
That was number 3, yeah.
Oh, mate. I know the costumes back then were a bit fucking shit, to be honest.
Fuck it worked.
It's my Turtles, do you know what I mean? It's what I grew up on.
Back then, they kind of looked a bit like the cartoon and the toys we had, so it kind of worked.
Also, I thought it was really cool in this trailer. Just another quick mention was when they introduced the Turtle Van, because I remember I used to have the toy and it used to shoot pizzas out the front. Yeah. But now it's shooting the sewer lids, and I thought that was a really cool twist on it. I really like that.
A sewer lid would be a much better thing to fire out of your car than a pizza.
It's a bit heavier.
Yeah.
A pizza might just I'd actually chomp for a pizza if they fired a pizza at me.
I'll actually believe that. You would eat anything. I hope that it's a big success and is a giant movie for them.
Definitely.
Michael Bay producing, so explosions and titties.
I just wish they would just get rid of
See,
Megan
when you're
Fox.
trying to set up segues, right, and people aren't listening.
Yep. I never listen, mate.
I got it. Okay, say it again.
Well, let's hope it's a big movie for them and it's a giant success.
Speaking of movies, I have a new movie trailer.
Let's do that again.
No, I like it.
I like it.
So, the BFG has just got a new trailer as well. Ross, just before we started, you said that the original BFG was a massive part of your childhood, so why don't you take this one?
Yeah, it looked like my Uncle Hugh.
Okay.
No, seriously, my Uncle Hugh, slightly less big ears, and but yeah, no, he reminded me of my Uncle Hugh, and when I went over to my Uncle Hugh's and Aunt Mary's and things like that, they didn't have many kids' videotapes, so that was one that I've watched over and over and over again, and I've got really, really fond memories of it. In fact, I haven't showed it to my own kid because it holds such a special place in my heart.
And you don't want to share that?
No.
Now you know how I feel about Independence Day.
Yeah, but I just mean as in, like, when he's maybe a little bit older to understand, I'll put it on for him.
You think he won't appreciate it for what it is at the moment?
Yeah, and then he'll have seen it, and I don't know, I really want him to get caught up in something that was special to me. I don't know. Yeah, but no, I watched this trailer, and so the BFG trailer obviously dropped this week. The big friendly giant, of course, not the big fucking gun.
Doom reference.
Doom reference. Thanks for pointing out my references, Kev.
It's all right. I was just helping
but yeah,
listeners.
You don't see much. All you see is a giant man trying to hand a little girl in an orphanage.
I tell you what, this film could do massive at the box office if they get it right. And let's be honest, with Spielberg directing it, it probably will be a fantastic film.
They've got the scene well, haven't they? They've got it looking like the original. You know, if you were to make the original into a live action or whatever, then that's it.
I come from like a unique perspective here because I never saw the original. I came into this trailer completely blind, but I really enjoyed the trailer. It had like a really magical feel, like classic Spielberg films of the past, don't you think?
Yeah.
You could feel Spielberg was involved in it, definitely.
Look at the talent we've got. We've got Roald Dahl, Walt Disney, and Steven Spielberg. So if it was anything other than have a magical feel to it, there'd be something wrong.
Yeah, very true. Another thing I liked about this trailer, it wasn't too spoilery. It actually just gave us a nice like intro. I'm looking at you, fucking Batman v Superman.
I think this is supposed to just be a teaser trailer, though, rather than a full-blown trailer.
Yeah, true. I thought the voiceover was great as well. You know, when she's like was saying like one thing and then like doing completely the opposite. I thought that was a really cool twist to do in the trailer as well.
The film's got a really cool look to it. I mean,
I think it looked like Harry Potter. It had a Harry Potter feel to it to me. I don't know if it's because of the London street sort of thing. Probably.
I think it's just that sort of British part and the fact that she's wearing glasses.
Yeah, maybe. And the big scar on her head and the wand.
And it's an orphanage, which is kind of like a boarding school, isn't it? Anyway, judging from judging from the synopsis I've got here, which I'm not going to read out because it's so fucking long, it's pretty much exactly the same as we've seen in the book and previous animated film, which I'm fine with.
Which I've never seen,
so it's not just the one giant. He's the big friendly giant because the other ones are arseholes.
Oh, spoiler.
So I'm quite excited to see what the other designs of the other giants are going to be like.
Blood Bottler and Flesh Lump Eater,
yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Blood Bottler's being played by Bill Hader.
Ah.
And Flesh Lump Eater is Jermaine Clement. Whose name rings a bell, but can't put a picture in my mind at the minute. But yeah, it could be quite scary for the little.
Do you know what? I was going to say the exact same thing. This trailer had quite a creepy feel to it.
But the original film did as well. That's why it would be...
a man sneaking into an orphanage late at night.
No, not just the pedo stuff, Ross.
Right, okay. Yeah.
the actual like feel of the film, like it's stark and haunting sort of thing.
Oh, right. I mean? The literal feel of it. Right,
yeah. Okay. Straight to the pedo jokes.
No, well,
Always with the pedo jokes. So yeah, quite excited for that personally.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be interested to see how it goes because, like I say, I've never seen the original, and the trailer sold me. I'm up for it.
Would you not be tempted to now watch the original?
No, because then it will ruin this film for me.
Kev, come on. You can come round to my house. We'll get some popcorn.
No, not stop with the pedo jokes.
Hang on a minute. You share the film.
And we'll watch the BFG.
You share the film with Kev, but you won't share it with your own son.
Kev does things.
Moving on. Let's just move on.
Well, I'm just glad that this movie isn't dead.
Speaking of not being dead,
Hey,
Star Wars 1313. Possibly still a thing. So I don't know if you remember, it was
yes,
2012. I think it was.
Is it
shown
that long
off.
ago? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Because I mean, it was before the big deal between Disney and Lucasfilm, and it was set in the dark criminal underbelly of Coruscant, and it was about bounty hunters, basically. So it was going to be a dark Star Wars story for a mature audience with all the cool stuff that we want to see, and then Disney bought Lucasfilm and killed it.
You tell you what, this is the Star Wars game I've always wanted, like a mature single player experience that like tells a new story that we've not heard before. And of course, the game would actually be canon now if they released it, wouldn't it? Because Disney have said anything coming out, whether it's games, comics, films, whatever it is, TV shows, it's all canon and part of the Star Wars universe. So if they make a game, they have to stick to that. But when this game was cancelled, because I remember seeing the footage, was it E3, did you say?
I think it was, shown off in 2012 in E3. I think we saw it again in 2013. I think we saw gameplay then, and then it went quiet and then died.
Yeah, because I remember when I first saw it, I was blown away. I thought it looked really cool. It sort of looked sort of a cross between Dead Space and Uncharted in a weird sort of way. And when I heard it was cancelled, I was a bit like, oh, I was actually really looking forward to that because we haven't had a good single player Star Wars game in a long time. I think, what was that game called that was on Xbox 360?
Force Unleashed?
That's the one. Is that a good game? Because I never
liked
got around to playing that.
I hope that they would actually bring something like that back. In fact, I read a Reddit post where people were talking about that with all the talk of Star Wars. It made me replay through it. And I quite fancy it. Actually, owning that digitally, and it would be a good point for them to put that backwards compatible.
Yeah, it was a good game. The story in places was really weak, and some of the, I don't know, because they were quite similar. I can't remember which was which, because there was Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2. And one of them I remember really liking, and one of them I thought, now you're just sort of cashing in, and I think it was the second one. I mean, spoilers for an old game, you die at the end of the first one, so...
I don't think that is part of the Star Wars extended universe now, is it?
It's not anymore, no.
No. So they wiped all that stuff, didn't they, as soon as it came out? But I tell you what, I'm glad Disney brought the rights to Star Wars because
now
under
we're getting
George
a new Star Wars
Lucas,
film.
yeah, and under George Lucas, this game wouldn't have seen the light of the day because it's too dark and too gritty. Because he's that's why he made the prequels so like kiddie friendly. Do you know what I mean? With Jar Jar Binks and stuff.
Someone said, I can't remember who it was, but someone once said that the reason the prequels didn't work is because George Lucas is the only man that doesn't understand why Star Wars was so magical. Because
he only wrote
that's
it.
why I've got hope in this one, because he can't capture what fans want because he doesn't know what fans want. So.
Yeah, he's just trying to sell toys and make it for children. Those like other three prequels.
I wish he'd never made those prequels, Steve.
We're not ready yet, Ross. So this information comes from Kathleen Kennedy. I did get the segue there, but I'm not ready.
I didn't.
You just wait. So Kathleen Kennedy said, our attitude is we don't want to throw any of that stuff away. Obviously referring to previous stuff that was in development. It's gold. It's something we're spending a lot of time looking at, pouring through, discussing, and we may very well develop these things further. We definitely want to. Now, what's interesting is that material could also include the Star Wars Underworld live-action TV series that had a similar premise to the 1313 game.
Oh, okay.
Which was going to be, again, bounty hunters. But I'm pretty sure I read once upon a time that Netflix was working on it, but I can't remember if that was just my imagination.
Today, I watched an interview because a lot of people are interviewing like J.J. Abrams now. The Force Awakens out soon.
Yeah.
And in this one interview, the guy asked him about a Netflix series and if he'd be interested in directing a Star Wars Netflix series at some point. And J.J. Abrams said it's something that interested him. So Who knows?
I'd love that. I mean, I know we have the sort of cartoony CGI type series. I've never watched any of them. They're supposed to be okay, but if it's not live action, I'm not that interested.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Without, I don't want to sound horrible, but it's just it.
No,
if it's too kiddie, I'm not interested. Anyway, so what was it you said, Ross, about the prequels?
Nothing.
The prequels were pretty bad.
Yeah, they were. Speaking of prequels,
I love the prequels.
not even touching that. Moving on, Hunger Games. I know that Ross earlier, explained how much he loved the series.
Aye, you can bugger off with that.
So, to absolutely nobody's surprise, Lionsgate says they're not quite finished with the Hunger Games series. Lionsgate Vice Chairman Michael Burns said, basically, we want some more money. So, yeah, that'd be great. That's not quite what he said, but it's pretty much.
I'm pretty sure on our two-man pod, Dave, I mentioned that they'll definitely be making prequels to the Hunger Games because it just made too much money for them to abandon it now, especially with like a big studio in charge because they want that cash monies. But I think it's good to see them saying that they may visit an earlier Hunger Games tournament too. I think I read because I think that's what
they want to see more arenas and. I'm completely I'm not fussed about seeing any more arenas and Hunger Games. I want to see the world get in that state in the first place.
See, I'm the opposite.
I want to see year 0. I don't want to see year 72 or year 65.
I want to see the very first tournament, and do you know what? They could get real.
Even that would do.
They can get like real creative with the battle arenas. Like they could do them like inside pyramids or mazes with booby traps and secret passages and stuff. It could be like Indiana Jones meets the Goonies meets Battle Royale type of thing.
What?
Does that sound excellent or what?
Yes. I'd watch that.
Yeah, the Vice Chairman, Michael Burns, did not say that. So
that's what he needs to say.
That's pure kevulation.
That is kevulation. Oh, I like that word.
Yeah, we're definitely using that again. But what's worrying, and I say worrying and I mean worrying, is that Lionsgate said it's looking at that with all of its series. Now, it, as everyone knows, owns the Twilight series. And he's thinking about making more movies in the Twilight universe.
Which you'll never hear covered here on Outer Lives.
No.
I love them.
Well, you can go suck a dick.
Okay.
I've only ever seen the first one, and it was pretty dire. Yeah, so...
I just hate it by
take
proxy.
that what you want.
Is Channel 5 not doing like a whole run-through of them at the moment?
I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
I don't think so, but I tell you what Channel 5 is doing.
What?
Channel 5 will be the UK broadcaster for Fox's event series revival of The X-Files.
Woohoo!
Now, a couple of weeks ago we were talking about this, weren't we? And
I said Sky Atlantic and you said Channel 5.
I'm pretty sure I'd said Channel 5.
Dave
I'll have to go back and listen.
He nailed it.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a Channel 5 show, but...
As soon as you mentioned it, I was like, yeah.
What's worrying, though, is that there's still no release date. And as
yes, there is.
Mentioned...
I think. I thought was it January 3rd?
I know, I thought it was January 3rd as well.
Yeah, it's on my birthday.
For America.
Yeah, which, let's be honest...
Still legally download it.
Yeah, this is the point I'm making. There is no UK release date as the time of this recording. It may change for when Channel 5 will be showing it. If Channel 5 shows it in February, nobody will watch it. Well, actually, saying that, we got to remember that the X-Files will appeal to people that were a bit older than us now, because the series has been around since the 90s, hasn't it?
Well, it was about the noise.
So I guess my stepdad will watch it. He doesn't know how to download anything. But yeah, it makes me worried about what the ratings are going to be like if they're not making it widely available for everyone when it's available.
Look,
when it comes out.
If it's a good
no
show,
one's going to sit and wait.
Yeah, but if it's a good show and people enjoy it, if people do torrent it and they enjoy it, they'll watch it when it's aired as well.
Will they?
I would.
What?
Why?
But if you enjoy a show and you find it really good and then it's aired again on proper TV, you wouldn't sit down and watch it.
No, I'd buy it in DVD when it came out.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, see, I'm all for, like, I've got Netflix, Now TV, Amazon, and something else? No, I think it's just them three. I've got the movies for Now TV as well. And if the things I want to watch aren't on any of them streaming services and aren't on TV, I'm not going to watch it by other means and then wait until it is and watch it again, am I?
Well, I suppose. For me personally...
Not that I'm advocating...
No, we never did that. Ross didn't do that last week at all.
Nope.
But
we would never do that.
But yeah, I don't know. I reckon they'll announce it to be just after the American release, maybe a couple of days after or something, just so that doesn't happen.
I hope they do what they do with Game of Thrones and Walking Dead and have it the very next day. It's the only way to combat the piracy that we get in the UK.
Yeah. But
it's silly not to. That's my opinion.
The only person it's really going to affect is Channel 5 anyway, isn't it? It's not going to affect actual show creators. Because Channel 5 have brought the rights already. And
yeah, but if it doesn't have the interest of people watching it over here, and they say, oh, well, no one in England is that fast, and everyone in America torrented it as well, they're not going to make another one. I want this to be the start of another series of X-Files.
I don't think the UK commands a big enough audience compared to the US to say, oh, now we're not going to make a new series. It's the US audience that are going to determine whether it gets a second series or not the British one.
Well, okay. Well, I don't have the numbers, so that was just me speculating.
Well, I'm just going off numbers for movies. Movies that make 60 million in the US make 6 million in the UK. It's like a 10 times figure, so I'm guessing it's the same for TV.
Aye, well, all I know is I cannot wait for the X-Files. I watched the entire series on BBC Two. It was like a regular Thursday thing, and when it comes back on, I'll be swinging from the trees.
He's on fucking point, this man.
Speaking of swinging from the trees.
Perfect. Fucking perfect.
There was a Tarzan trailer this week.
And you know what? This was my favourite trailer of the week up to a few hours ago.
Why up to a few hours? Oh, right, okay.
Okay, well, we'll wait to hear what Kev thinks about it in a minute. Ross, what did you think about the Tarzan trailer?
That
was enthusiastic.
That's negative. Ross.
It's nothing new.
Really?
Whoa, where'd Scott come from?
That's how shocked you just made me. I just when it turned into Scott.
It just...
How is it nothing new? What have you seen where it's in the jungle and a man swinging about the trees?
Tarzan,
yeah.
When was the last one
George
made?
of the Jungle.
About 10 years ago.
I'm not... No, Tarzan... the cartoon one? That's
no,
got to be 20
the live
years.
Action one.
There was a live action one?
There was a live action Tarzan.
Fuck off.
I'm sure there was.
No, there wasn't.
And it starred Brendan Fraser.
That's George of the Jungle, and that definitely was 20 years ago.
Tarzan. I'm Googling this now, right? You talk.
I know, I'm Googling it as well. We can't both do it. We'll just be careful. Kev, tell us about the trailer.
So yeah, the reason I like this trailer so much, well, for one, I didn't even know this film was a thing.
97.
But I think the trailer, I'm talking about the trailer here, by the way. I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the trailer. But I thought the trailer had an amazing song choice. I thought it fit it really well. It had great imagery, with the tribal warriors and Tarzan standing next to an ape in the rain. And let's be honest, it made him look really sexy and shit.
Is it Christopher Skarsgård? Is that right?
You are?
The Alexander Skarsgård or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
the guy,
I don't know what... I've never heard of the actor before he's playing him. But
I'm really glad you tried to tackle his name before I did.
He's in... True Blood?
Nah.
Is that right?
Oh, I've never seen it.
True Blood.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
I'm sure that's who it is, though. I'm sure that's who it is. He plays the sort of one of the main characters in that. But
isn't that like a shit version of The Vampire Diaries, which was also shit as well?
No, True Blood was amazing.
Was it?
I loved it.
Was it, Ross?
I liked it.
But anyway, get back to the trailer, yeah. I really enjoyed the way they used the Tarzan cry in this trailer as well. Instead of it being in your face in the thing, because it is pretty stupid, let's be honest. But they did it in the distance, which made it seem way cooler than it actually is. I thought that was really cool. And of course, the film also has Margot Robbie, Christoph Waltz, Samuel Jackson. And let's be honest, you can't go wrong with any of those actors at the minute, can you?
No, I was surprised at the actors that they've pulled in for this, to be honest. I remember...
This trailer came out of nowhere.
I remember hearing that they were making this film a while back, but I forgot all about it. I haven't heard anything since. So, obviously, when the trailer dropped, I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I will say there are a couple of negatives in this as well that I noticed. Two actually. One was the CG looked a bit questionable, especially the part of him swinging through the jungle, but I suppose that can be improved before it comes out. We've got a while before it comes out,
Yeah, this is... I mean, you said the same about X-Men.
Yeah.
And... you got to be careful when talking about the CG of things in trailers, because remember the CG trailers of Jurassic World and the actual film?
Yeah, they have like render farms, like actually processing this shit as we speak, and it's like they just have to release what's available at the time. So, like I say, I'm just saying at the moment it looks questionable. No doubt they'll improve it before it comes out. Another part I didn't like was the end scene where you see Tarzan at the table and out of the jungle, which to me, sort of, it's the same sort of symptom of Batman v Superman, where they showed us Batman and Superman together and working together. It sort of takes me out of the film, because now I'm seeing Tarzan outside of the jungle, whereas they're trying to sell me on Tarzan in the jungle, and it's that same sort of mentality.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm probably overanalyzing it, but I'm just trying to put in words.
Slightly.
Yeah, I'm putting into words what I felt was negative about the trailer, and it's hard doing that.
Did that seriously cross your mind when you seen that scene? It's like, this is taking me out of this trailer.
Yeah, it does.
All right, okay.
I'm just trying to be critical.
Oh, look, there's a gorilla. Oh, a table? Fuck this.
Made out of trees, this table?
The director, David Yates, is obviously famous for doing the last 4 Harry Potter films. Is it the last 4?
No, I don't think it was all 4. It was definitely Hallows.
Pretty sure. Well, it was the last few anyway.
Right, yeah. I could be wrong, but
I wouldn't have put him down for a Tarzan movie. But
I think it's good when directors go out of their way and do something that they've never done before.
A shit movie?
No, the only reason I wouldn't put him down for this is because he's also working on the Harry Potter prequel, which is also coming out next year.
Oh, there's a trailer coming out for that soon, isn't there?
Yeah, I think that would launch between now and the next pod, so we'll probably be talking about that next week. So I thought, this guy would be... I don't know how directing works. I mean, obviously they're not around for the digital part, but both films must have filmed last year.
Yeah.
So he must have been quite a busy man. So I'm wondering if this is his B film. He done the Harry Potter thing, and he's like, right, I'll just fucking knock this Tarzan out of the park, and then I'll go home and call it a day.
No, I don't think so. A lot of directors have like 2 films come out a year sometimes, you know what I mean? It probably just so happens that these come out around about the same time, because one took longer than the other to, like, I don't know, process the CG and stuff, just for example. So it could be a big year for Margot Robbie next year, though, with this film and Suicide Squad coming out. 2 big films for her to be in. I'm
not a fan.
What, Margot Robbie?
Yeah, I've never seen her in anything that's maybe gone, I like this person. She always seems really... Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
Oh, you've got to watch that. Holy shit.
It's one of those films where, you think, right, I want to watch it, but I want to watch it when I can give it all my attention, because everyone says how amazing it is. I never have that.
Dude.
Well, right, I've got an issue, right? I went to the picture seat and absolutely loved it. And I said to my wife, I was like, sit down, you're going to absolutely love this movie, right? She's like, I don't know, right? Okay, I'll sit and I'll watch it. And then the first scene, which is getting coat blown up her cunt, isn't she?
I can't remember that scene, but maybe, Ross, maybe you watch some other porno or something. But...
I was going to say, maybe I put it on the wrong channel. I don't know. But anyway, she just went, put that disgusting thing off. So I never got to watch it a second time.
You've sold it to me now. I'm watching after this.
It is such a good film. It's hilarious. I'll tell you, Jonah Hill in it is amazing.
Phenomenal.
This is it. I do want to see this film. I will. I'll probably watch it this week.
And you can talk about it next week when you come on.
Yeah. I'm going to have to now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Bollocks. Back to Tarzan. I thought it looked a bit like Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yes.
Yeah, he had that feeling.
And it also looks like next year's Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Which we saw a trailer of a couple of weeks back. So, I don't know. Have to wait and see. But I wasn't a fan of King Kong, so I don't know if I'll be a fan
I
of
weren't
this.
the biggest
Also
fan.
fed up
Sorry,
people fighting monkeys.
Yeah,
sick of that.
Yeah. I don't know what films you've been watching, Ross, but I can't say I've seen anyone fight monkeys recently. There we go.
Planet of the Apes.
Oh, good point. But they're monkeys with machine guns and shit, aren't they? Oh no, they don't have machine guns yet. That's the next one.
No, they had machine guns in the last one.
Yeah.
Did they?
They worked out how to do it.
And you've not seen the last one?
Yeah, I have, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Ah, that was my film of the year. Get the fuck out of it.
Yeah, you know what I thought, motherfucker.
Right, well, that rounds up the news.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Bargain Bill from the used podcast Wonder Emporium, and have I got a deal for you?
Deals.
Are you tired of your old podcast? Are you in need of something new?
Damn right.
Well, have I got the right used podcast for you, and for the bargain price of free. Introducing Add Lives. used jokes, used hosts, and a bunch of R-rated humour for your listening pleasure.
Oh yeah!
Just give Out of Lives a 5-star rating on iTunes and leave a review, and you'll join the tens of satisfied customers
Worldwide!
Remember, Bargain Bill, your man for used podcasts, at the Used Podcast Wonder Emporium.
All information in this advert might not be entirely true. Once you listen to the podcast, all rights to sue Out of Lives will be waived. Those of a nervous disposition may experience fainting, outrage, and in rare cases, death. Out of Lives holds the right to plead insanity in case of legal action.
Right, so thanks Bargain Bill for that message. Now moving on to the quiz.
Ooh, a quiz. We haven't had a quiz for ages.
We haven't had a quiz for ages, and I know some of the listeners missed the quiz, so I thought, let's try something new. So this is Guess a Movie. Guess a movie, guess a movie.
Please say we're going to have a much better theme tune than
Probably not. I'm just going to leave that in.
The rules of this game are that people were asked to write a description of a movie in one line of text. Okay?
Yeah.
And basically you have to guess what movie it is. It's a shout-out quiz, so you have to shout out what answer.
Right, before we continue, this
for
wasn't on Reddit,
yep.
was it? Because Dave would have seen it all.
No, this was not
right,
on Reddit. Okay. But I'll give you an example. So if I was to say, a guy doesn't realise how good he's got it until he fast forwards through his life.
Oh, click.
There you go. So
Yeah.
Kev gets it. So you just have to shout out your name. And
that
we'll cut
wasn't
out
that wasn't the start of the game.
That wasn't the start.
Oh no, I'm just practicing, motherfucker. I'm
Yeah.
practicing.
You said it, but you was like, wait, yes.
I got excited.
So I just read out one line. Okay. Okay. He's all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
And shout out, and you get frozen out if you get it wrong for the other person to answer, okay? Right. Disobedient teen disfigures her body and hopes to get dick.
Jennifer's Body.
You never said your name.
Kev.
Go for it.
Jennifer's Body.
No, that's wrong.
Damn it. Cheers, Dave.
Dave?
Can I have the line again?
Disobedient teen disfigures her body and hopes to get dick.
Little Mermaid.
Correct.
Fuck yes. That's a good one.
That is good. That's clever. That's too clever for me.
That's the first one done. Okay. And...
Oh, that was this game could be quite fun. I like this.
Yep. Next one. Single dad uses magic to an attempt to kill his kids. A hermit, outlaws and robots defend him.
Star Wars.
Kevin.
Kev.
Damn it!
Star Wars.
What one?
Fuck off. What's the line again? Attempts to... A single dad tries to kill his kids. I'd say Star Wars New Hope.
Correct.
Fuck
One
it, that
each.
was mine. Let me just say, when you was explaining the rules of the game, you just said you had to shout it out. You never said we had to shout our
No, I
name.
said I did say your names.
Nah.
Kev, did I say your name? I did say.
He did.
Anyway,
he
carry
did.
on. I'll let you have that one, Kev.
Cheers, Dave.
Okay. Right, next one. Number 3. A man shoots himself to kill himself in order to save himself from himself.
Lion King.
You got to say your name.
Kevin.
Looper.
Looper.
Wrong.
Dave.
Yeah, go for it.
Fight Club.
Well done.
I was trying to trick Kevin into saying Lion King.
Nice try, motherfucker. I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Well.
Right, next one. The conga line no one ever wanted.
Dave.
Dave, go for it.
Human Centipede.
Well done.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Dave's fucking too good at these fucking things.
You chose movies again, didn't you? That's the downfall.
So what's that?
What's that?
3-1.
3-1. Right, we're going on. You got to get the next 2 right, Kev, or else you're done.
Alright. If Dave gets it, he wins. If I get these, then we'll go to a draw.
Transported to a surreal landscape, a young girl kills the first person she meets and then teams up with 3 strangers to kill again.
Dave.
Dave, go for it.
Wizard of Oz.
Well done, Dave. You're this week's champion.
I like this game. That's a really cool game.
Right. I'm going to ask the last one just because I like it, okay?
Okay.
Right. Last one. Illegal immigrant takes advantage of lonely boy. Kev, you got this?
I'm thinking.
That's a tough one.
I don't know, but I know as soon as someone says, I'm going to be like,
Do I give a clue?
yeah.
Your fingers a minute.
What? I was going to say Freddie got fingered then I thought, he doesn't take advantage of his lonely boy.
I give up. I'm not going to.
Kev?
That's
Yeah,
a
I
tough
don't know.
one.
No idea.
E.T.
It's not illegal. There's
What?
nothing illegal about E.T.
Well, he's not allowed in the country. He doesn't have social security.
I'm calling bullshit on that one.
Yeah.
We should definitely open that up to the listeners, though. If they've got a one sentence to describe a film, that would make it a bit more interesting.
Dave, you're fucking good at these, man. I'll take my hat off to you, man.
I really like
You're
this. Is
good.
the best quiz we've ever done.
Do you do a lot of quizzes and games and shit like that? Because you're fucking amazing at this stuff.
No, not really. Only ever when I'm doing this podcast. I don't think I've ever done I've never done a pub quiz, for example.
Oh, I used to host pub quizzes.
Yeah, you can tell.
How?
You're so fucking boring.
Because I'm so bored.
You're like the Hindenburg disaster. Right, let's wrap it up.
Do we have any feedback?
Not,
Oh no, it's me. I don't.
but if you did want to write feedback,
You would write it to podcast@outoflifes if you are going via email. If you're going by carrier pigeon, then pull off its left leg and free feathers from its right. And if you want to tweet us, it's at outoflifespod. Now, before we go, guys, do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, if you want to share your love of Independence Day and tell me how much you love it as much as me, you can find me on Twitter at Don'tShootTawny.
And
you
Dave?
can tweet me at MeatyFishman, but I keep meaning to change my Twitter and I haven't yet. But I went to do it and everything and then I couldn't be bothered. But you can also play with me on the Xbox at MeatyFishman89. But I'm never on that either because I'm so fucking busy.
And maybe one day he'll tell you how he got the name Meaty Fishman.
Honestly, right, simply because that was the name that Microsoft suggested to me and it made me laugh and then I clicked it and now I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
Well, anyway, you can always catch me on Twitter at RossM84. And I'm going to do a plug anyway. I'm also in another podcast, which is My Xbox and Me, starring MC Fixer. So I think that's time for us to go. But as per usual, I've not been about this week, so I haven't heard too much. But I take it everyone went all right.
Perfectly well.
Fact.
I think that the audience really appreciated the fact and
Dave,
eager for more.
Dave.
Did something happen, Kev?
It's been 4 weeks now, and I'm yet to have a positive tweet about your fact of the week. Or even worse, we are yet to have an actual bloody fact. Apparently, Dave, you're incapable of the truth. Now, listen to some of these tweets I've had this week, okay? Again, so, at Out of Lies Pod, how dare you mix Star Wars and Star Trek, you imbecile. Groot will be turning in his grave. And that's from at 2Infinity and on Blonde. And she has a point. The next one, don't interrupt me. At Out of Lies Pod, as a man living in my mum's basement, I was disgusted at your lack of Star Trek knowledge. You, sir, are a Hikbulachaka. And apparently that's Klingon for dirty half-breed cock gobbler. And that's from at Starship Contraception.
Wow.
And I have no idea what this next person is on or smoking, but these are the kinds of people you're attracting with your completely untrue facts. And I'm air quoting facts, by the way, just so you know. At Out of Lies Pod, I think it's a shame that they did not include a Greedo and Han sex scene into this movie. It would have done well for our cause to show a high-profile interspecies relationship. Hashtag, why can't I fuck a chimp? And that's from Any Holes a Goal.
AIDS. That's why you can't fuck a chimp.
That is actually a fact.
Dave, these are the kinds of people you're attracting with your facts. And look, I'm a good person, I believe in second chances, but you're seriously pushing it at your fifth chance now. So I think you need to earn some respect for yourself this week and give us a proper fact. Are you going to do that? Because I don't want to have to give you a telling off again.
This week's fact is a doozy.
Where did you get it from? Well, have you checked all the websites? Have you asked other people? Have you read
100%.
this to anyone before you read it to us?
Look, right, this is not a movie fact, it's not a game fact, it's not even related to our podcast fact. As it's Christmas, I have a relevant fact. And that's what I'm promising, a relevant fact. If that's good enough, I'll read it out.
No,
if
there's
it's
no
not good enough,
chances. I'm just letting you know. 5th is my limit. 5 is my limit. So just
okay.
have a bit of self-respect. Give us a proper fact. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm nervous now. You've really fucking psyched me up. Right. It is true. As it's a season to be jolly, I feel a Christmas fact is necessary. So I've dug up this little factual nugget. It's long been known that the popular religious figure, Santa Claus, was invented by the church to control the population in the lead up to Christmas. But what many people don't realise is Santa is based on a real historical figure. In the early 17th century, a man known only as the Reverend Nicholas de Doodoo would creep into children's bedrooms at night and play with them. He would swear the children to secrecy by buying them presents, but the naughty kids who told the secret would be sent down the coal mines. And this is where the tradition of giving gifts has come from.
You're in tune to Owl of Lives. www.owloflives.net.
You can't handle the truth!
And thanks very much for that advert, whoever you are.
Bargain Bill.
Bargain Bill, was it you arranged that, Kev?
Yep, he's a good friend of mine.
Ah, how much is his penis?
How much is his penis?
No, how much is his penis?
I heard penis.
I'm pretty sure he said penis.
I definitely heard penis.
How much is it?
He gave me a handful of semen. That'll do. That was payment.
How much is he paying us?
He's not. This is died. We're broken.
We're grown men.
Fucking penis.
So's Bargain Bill from the sounds of it.
It's like you pay an advertiser and it goes up, whacks it at the table, you know what I mean? Like, there you go, son, take your fill of that.
So when you started laughing and then talk, I can't understand it.
Yeah, I was going to say, he went super Scottish then.
Oh.